the Mini.
The nippy, zippy, raring for a trippy, the willing, thrilling, seldom need a filling, the spacious, gracious, handsomely curvaceous.
But in the 21st century, BMW will need to retrain their remaining British workforce and teach them to work the Bavarian way. They will have to marry the best of a British classic with German engineering. So is this British institution safe in German hands? On the edge of Oxford, the once mighty Cowley lies empty and dead after BMW's failure last year with Rover. BMW is keeping the Mini and plans to build a new version here. The last of the equipment is being evacuated as BMW's final act in disposing of Rover.
I think the British workers done a hell of a lot in the last 10 years under Rover. I think I bent over backwards to help Rover out. I've been here for 27 years, so once you've been there that long, you get a little bit cynical.
Cowley car workers like Barry face a stark choice: repaint the factory or go to Regensburg in Bavaria to learn the German way of car making.
You knew you were going back to do nothing because the lines weren't in or anything like that, which is why I chose to go to Regensburg.
Things are not looking good tonight as Germany beats England in the World Cup qualifier. It wasn't always so.
On the pitch, they think it's all over. It is now. It's
Cheap, liberating, classless, and loved by celebs.
You really got me going. You got me so.
A once powerful British car industry invented the ingenious Mini.
You really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night.
But can BMW live up to the original? They've called in leading brand strategist Peter York to help them work out what made the original car a success.
It became a fashionable car because fashionable people took it up, not because the people at British Motor Corporation had any idea how to launch a fashionable car. You know, they wouldn't have known it if they'd seen it.
First, Peter York has been researching people's memories of the old Mini. He discovers that reality was different to the myth. Despite the fun, a lot used to go wrong. And it didn't have quite as much room as people claimed.
Lots of people feel strongly about the old Mini, but they feel conflicted. It's happy memories. The past is a nice place to visit, but you don't want to stay there.
The car market of the 60s is nothing like today's crowded arena. To successfully take on the likes of Renault's Clio and Volkswagen's Polo, BMW must go back to the drawing board. As work gets underway, the small group of Cowley workers are dispatched to learn how to make German cars. Barry Westall is keen to experience the quality of life in Germany, not just the work. First, it's a lesson in Bavarian drinking. He's been told that they can even drink beer in the German factory. Barry's mate, Gary Cox, reports for work and is kitted out in his BMW uniform.
Cheers. Are they fine? Yep. All right.
We used to wear this for a joke a while ago, and now it's reality now. So,
Why did you used to wear it as a joke?
well, it was Rover, even though we'd be owned by BMW, but now we are BMW. So,
Well, I'm just about to see the new Mini.
Barry Westall gets his first peek at the new car he'll be producing.
It's definitely different from the old one, isn't it? It's a lot different from the front, but it's basically, you can see it's a Mini. It's a beautiful colour. Looks very sporty. BMW, a little bit more special, obviously. A bit more upmarket, more quality, better quality, and they look a little bit better.
The original Mini was built for 41 years. Some of the equipment used to make it dated back to the war. It's another world from how BMW makes its successful 3 Series. Regensburg is one of the most modern car plants in Europe, with 500 robots laboring up to 18 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Seeing this and then seeing Cowley, I think Cowley was in the Stone Ages. I don't like saying it because I've worked for Rover for a long, long time, but this is eye-opening.
Gary is learning how to load these robots. Computers on the line time his every action. With 820 cars made a day, the pace here is a lot faster than Cowley, where low demand meant they only made 70.
If this goes in Cowley, like it is here, it's going to go all the time. It hardly ever breaks down, and when it breaks down, maintenance is they're straight on it. Whereas the Cowley, it was a little bit more lax.
Some of these machines can do the work of 5 men. It's a very different ethos to Rover.
If we don't compete, if we don't invest back home like this place is invested, then we've got no chance. I think, you know, people, they're leaving us behind all the time. BMW provided me with a job, whereas the British company couldn't.
But is Barry's job safe? The last British car BMW tried to launch was a disaster. In 1998, the Rover 75 was unveiled to great critical acclaim, but publicity focused instead on anti-Rover remarks made by its owners, BMW, at the launch. The car was seen by the public as a dud. BMW is trying to avoid any mistakes with the launch of the Mini. The next question is what the difference between BMW and Mini is, and whether it should be called a BMW.
When I go into a BMW showroom, I expect to see things looking very precise and very spotless and very German and very technical efficiency. You know, I want to see something that says all those ultimate driving machine images, crisp and modern and just so. And we've got cardboard that looks like that. Competitive instinct, born athlete, and lots of very tech-looking micro shots of the car and its features, making it look very tough and very competitive and very BMW-ish and very German. It's absolutely right for what BMW is and for what BMW buyers want, and it's absolutely wrong for Mini. So if you're selling Mini, it has to look not like this. Mini has to look, I suppose, rather like a dot-com. Mini has to look like a dot-com atmosphere, so you've got to have that buzzy hive.
BMW has decided not to call the Mini a BMW. Cowley's boss, Dr. Herbert Diess, calls in the workforce.
Why don't, let's say, put a BMW badge on that car and sell it? I'll tell you why. If you go to a certain level of cars, of performance, of equipment, which is not corresponding to what your brand is about, then people are saying, oh, that's not a real BMW. The Mini brand, people all over the world love the Mini. It's a classless brand. It was a very exciting car, and I think we should use all that heritage which is in the car to bring it over. And you wouldn't bring that over putting BMW badge on it. And it would be very dangerous. It would be very dangerous for the BMW brand.
There's no reason, I should say, to hide the link between BMW and Mini. Rather the opposite. You know, the BMW link is very reassuring because what it says is that the car's been well made. What it says is it's got international spec. What it says is it's going to be comfortable. What it says is resale price is going to be good. And people who are paying a fair clip for a small car want all those reassurances.
But how could the people's car be sold inside a BMW showroom?
Take the principle of a department store. Within a department store, you create lots of little different worlds. and they're concentration areas or brand concessions. You make these worlds with cardboard and the right people. You make the atmospheric, and next door is another little world of another brand, and you should be able to do it here.
If BMW are going to make a profit with the Mini, the marketing team will need to make sure the new Mini retains its legendary status so they can charge a premium. But are BMW up to that?
I mean, it is an icon already. It doesn't have to become an icon. It is an iconic car already. And inasmuch as it's in direct line of succession and it looks like the original Mini, it's iconic from the word go. It's just, is it a good quality icon?
To reach the quality, BMW wants its Mini workers to produce cars to the standard of the parent company. For Barry, the German way means 4 a.m. starts.
We have a laugh at work. Well, you know, the British sense of humour. When we get to work, we'll probably have a cup of coffee and a chat what we did last night. But over here, the Germans, it's straight to work, no messing. As soon as the hooter goes off, they start work. And then they keep going until the hooter goes. It's the end of the shift.
They're here to learn more flexible ways of working and working in teams so that cars can be built to order, not mass-produced. After a few weeks on the job, Barry's got the routine and the hang of the pressure.
They're quality driven. Not saying that Rover wasn't quality driven, but not to the extent that BMW are. It's all you hear about is quality, quality, quality.
Barry used to be a skilled toolmaker, but the Germans don't see the difference between skilled and unskilled workers.
Once you get used to it, it's just, you just switch on automatic pilot and you just keep going, keep going, keep going. I personally think you're an extension of the robot. You're a human robot.
It's Barry's last night. He's going back to England to see his family.
So Barry, what did you get out of your time here?
Obviously the experience of working with the Germans and working the German way. And got to realise that probably we'll have to work like them back home.
Which will be like what?
A lot faster than we worked the last time. When we go back, obviously there's going to be new pay and conditions. And they're obviously going to want to work the way the Germans work, and we've just got to see what's coming out of it. We can't say anything yes or no until we see what the conditions are and what the offer is.
Back at Cowley, the workers have rejected a pay and conditions offer from the German management. The future of the whole Mini project hangs on the crucial second vote.
You know, we've recommended the offer. We think it's a good offer. We had previously turned down 7 other offers as a negotiating committee, and that's why we're recommending it. Hopefully that our members will support us and back this as second chance time.
It is for the plant a change in its philosophy. It's a change from old Rover, outdated terms and conditions agreement to something very new, to a modern BMW agreement.
Our members need to take into account what's happening in the car industry, what's happening at Ford's, what's happening at Vauxhall's. We're one of the few plants that's looking to go up, where others are either coming down or closing. So we explained all that to them, and also the fact that this was the final offer. The company will not change, and nothing is changed even up to this second vote. This is the same offer on the table. The company haven't changed it.
We will add a variety of bonuses, quality-oriented bonuses, which our people can get. It's an agreement which goes for more money for the people, more flexibility, more utilization of the plant.
The ballot gets underway.
The result is 81% roughly to accept the offer. Complete turnaround from last time, but it does reflect the membership meeting of last week, so obviously I'm pleased with that.
I'm very pleased that our workforce reconsidered the offer, I think with that agreement we fully qualify for BMW production. We adopt to the BMW system with that step. We can, with that step, cope with additional volumes for the Mini, and I think also we qualify for further investment here in Oxford.
Having stepped back from the brink, the Cowley workers can now get on with rolling the first Minis off the production line. 60% of its parts are made abroad, so is it a British car?
Very much so. It's British workers, built in Oxford, so it is a British car.
Even if it's made by a German company, owned by a German.
Yeah, even the first Mini was invented or designed by Sir Sigonis, who was Greek or Turkish at the end. So I think it's nowadays all major car introductions are made by international teams.
Now BMW has got to persuade skeptical, upmarket dealers that they want to sell this new, very different car in part of their BMW showrooms. Their head of marketing has a load of tricks to try and sell it to them.
We've laid out the interior of a Mini dealer showroom to show dealers what the inside of their showroom is going to look like when it's all delivered. In a Mini dealer, Mininess will be illustrated by bright colours, open spaces. It's really accessible. If you want to get a brochure, have a flick through. Really easy seating, fizzy drinks probably. Lots of Mini stuff on display, really funky things that people might want to buy as well, as when they're looking around the car, like Mini cuckoo clocks, mugs, key rings, but some little Mini mouses as well. They're really quite funny to use on your computer. All that sort of fun stuff that Mini fans really want to buy as well.
Back at Cowley, the Mini factory has now seen £230 million worth of new plant put in. The factory is still ramping up production to hit this month's launch. Barry Westall is back on the new production line.
At the moment it's a bit slower, but obviously they're not in full production yet.
Elsewhere, Gary Cox has noticed a change in the management style at Cowley.
Definitely more BMW influence now. Because obviously the management was all Rover, and now it's BMW taking direct control.
Right, they're more efficient, aren't they? It's the old cliche, isn't it? They live to work, we work to live. I think that's what it's going to be like here.
A bit more disciplined, a bit more stricter. And hopefully, if we do our job, they'll do their job and sell the cars.
Hello?
Well, it's a lot cleaner than it used to be, and it's more pleasurable to work in a cleaner atmosphere. I understand the Germans think a dirty workshop is an inefficient workshop.
You got to play their rules, German rules, not like Fiat.
It's good because it's taking all the back-breaking work out of it. There's no really hard physical slog anymore. It is loading. You're on the go all the time, but it's not heavy hard work anymore, which I think is a good thing. Even though it's taking people's jobs, but that's progress.
To be more efficient, you've got to do what you're told when you're told. No, I'll do it later or whatever. You do it there and then, and you do it like your first time. To run a company-wise, it's good, isn't it? Obviously, as a worker, it's bad. You don't do nothing really, do you?
If 4 hulking great 6-footers and their baggage can travel comfortably in an Austin 7 or Morris Mini Minor, and they can, you can be sure those amazing twins make marvelous family cars.
The original Mini was marketed at everyone as it was a mass car. But what will the advertising strategy for the new Mini be?
The new Mini is aimed at particular groups of people because the world's changed, because the world is absolutely chock full of cars, and everyone's got cars, and lots of people have got second and third cars, so you have to think much, much more carefully about who you're going to sell any given car to, because it's got to fit tightly up against an niche. Mini is intended to be an opt-out kind of car.
And BMW decides the opt-out car needs a very particular marketing strategy. They want to target the sort of people who follow lifestyle mags. They've kitted out a corporate jet for their first ever, no expenses spared junket, including style journalists, to see the new car in the Italian countryside.
It's BMW, they don't muck around. They're launching a new car, they're going to put you on the best and look after you the best. It's always the way to do it.
There are 20 journalists from British mags like Elle and Vogue on this trip. Simon Clays is here from Lads Gadget mag Stuff.
Are you the man of the
Navigator.
I know nothing.
As well as launching the new car to motoring press, who are a very important part of the launch, there's an equally important contingency out there, and that's the style press. Now, you know, we wanted to give them more access than they normally do to new cars because we think the car is a style purchase.
But first, the style press are subjected to a full technical talk about the new car. In German.
Sogenannte Räder mit Motoreigenschaften, sprich Rahmenwerksystem, ist als Option gedacht.
Meanwhile, in Swindon, Gary and Barry are borrowing a new Mini for a company test drive.
I'm looking forward to driving it, without a doubt.
In Italy, an entire garage has been assembled to house the specially imported Minis.
Yeah, they're really cool, aren't they? They look really good fun.
Get in it.
The first test is getting inside.
How can you get flashing lights when nothing's happening?
Oh, the trimming's really funky.
Yay! Win. It's a good brain. What do you think of the car? Got to look, check the interior out.
I love these dials.
Yeah, the dials are cool. Cool, lads. Let's do the door test. You know, I was on about this German car.
Toss for it.
Tails.
Heads.
I reckon. You should hear what the engine sounds like, don't you?
It gets the full Stuff magazine technical test.
Sounds quite fizzy.
Yeah, but handles quite well.
Yeah.
Acceleration's not bad. Left, right. It is definitely nice to drive without a doubt.
It's a roundabout here, so you take a right.
Yeah.
I have to say that sequence of bends was absolutely brilliant fun, wasn't it? Really,
Yeah.
that brings out the go-kart in it. That's the best thing about it. You can just chuck it at bends. When it did start, went to slide, it tightened back up again for you, and it was just brilliant and revved away. I thought it was good
I like
fun.
the fact it's responsive on the throttle. You can steer with the throttle really well.
Your feet feel as though you really feel as though you're on top of the tyres, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate's look.
Have a good look, mate, innit?
Yes. Gary Barry.
And we are a rather high male readership, like 98%.
Is it a hooker?
I hope so.
Hang on a minute.
Wicked.
Yeah, she's looked.
She had a slight look, didn't she?
Another
Said
one.
to her mate, good looking dude driving the Cooper about.
I think I'd buy one for my girlfriend and use it a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Hang on a minute. We want to go that way. Left.
Yeah, you're right, man.
Oh, what's it? Hang on a minute, do we?
I don't know.
What's it? Hang on, head on.
Very, very good car, yeah.
I've always liked the shape and the look of it. To drive it is even better, isn't it?
Yeah. I must admit I was a bit dubious about it, the shape of it. It's grown on me, but now I've driven it, it's lovely.
But it's the motoring press reviews from BMW's Italian job which are eagerly awaited back home.
In tonight's Top Gear,
BMW's new Mini turns a wheel.
The new Mini brought to you by BMW. Is it the most hyped car ever? A disgrace to the memory of the original. Is it a proper Mini?
To people who are interested in cars, I would have thought it's very important, and these people's, their opinions carry weight.
Right, steering wheel. It's pretty ugly actually, although it's surprisingly nice to use. It's very chunky. Dash layout. I'm not so keen on that either actually. It's all a bit over the top and a bit camp, frankly.
He's a bit sarky at times, isn't he?
Yeah, isn't he?
Oh, I know. It's all supposed to be charming and retro and all.
Apart from that.
It's not the revolution that the original car was. It breaks no new real ground. Heck, it's not even that space efficient. Think of it instead as a BMW 1.5 Series, and it starts to make more sense. It looks good. It feels good. It's even good value.
I thought it was quite a good review, actually. He seemed quite pleased with it.
I suppose you've got to say it's honest review, but he sounded to me, he's more negative until right at the end when he said he likes it.
The verdicts are in. Launch day is finally here. Mini World has landed inside a separate part of the BMW showroom. It's raining just off the King's Road, but the punters are drawn by good reviews and nostalgia.
Mine was red, white and blue and stripes, low suspension, great big fat tyres. They're probably too old to squeeze inside it now, too fat. It's just amazing, it's so pretty.
There's one inside, you should try it.
I'll go and have a look, take the umbrella down. Nostalgia rules.
I just turned up. Normally I'm as mean as old Harry, but I thought, well, it looks so good, I just have to have one. And he thought he'd have one as well, so there we go.
I drive a Cherokee Jeep, which is completely different. So I wanted something a little bit town so I can nip in and around. Parking's much easier.
But it's really cool. I definitely have one. My friends, like when I was first learning to drive, lots of people had Minis, but I always wanted kind of electric windows and, you know, comfortable seat, and they never really had that. So this is just for me. What do you think, Kev? What is a British car now? They're all owned by foreign companies, aren't they? They're not owned by British companies, really.
Do you like the fact?
We're supposed to be going to the gallery, not buying cars. Oh, lovely chunky doors.
Sales look good, but now the workers must wait to see how well the car sells long term.
It's important for this factory because if it doesn't sell, I think the factory's had it. I mean, this is about the 4th or 5th time it's been rescued, and is there anybody out there, if it fails, to buy it again?
Their future ultimately depends on whether the public will fall in love with the Mini all over again. Next week in the comeback cars, Rolls versus Bentley. Two British national treasures fight to be number one.
Tiffany Dell's giving another new model the once-over. Top Gear is next. And on BBC One now, Sex, Lies and Politics, Panorama and the Jeffrey Archer story.